In the last video, I showed you how to create a dataset using Python. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the next steps in a real data workflow, cleaning the data. We'll take our sales dataset, make it messy like real world data, and then clean it step by step using Pandas. This is exactly the kind of skill you need for data analyst projects using Python, SQL, Excel, or Power BI. So let's get started. So right now I'm in VS Code. That stands for Visual Studio Code. First steps I want to go over is I created a new folder called Projects. And then I went to File in VS Code, went to Open Folder, and select my folder. Inside my folder, I created the dataset.py, which is the code that we created in the last video to create our dataset. So here is our dataset, which is called sales_dataset. And next I'm going to create a new file. So here next to your projects folder name, I'm going to click on new file. I'm going to name this messy_data dot IPYNB. So this IPYNB file is a Jupyter Notebook document file. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. Now it opened up my Jupyter Notebook. I've downloaded this in VS Code, and if you want to know how to do that, I will link that video that I created showing you how to download Python, VS Code, and Jupyter Notebook all in one. I will link that in the description below. Now I'm going to go ahead and create some code, so I'll click on this plus code button. So first step, we're going to import Pandas and load the dataset. So first I'm importing Pandas and loading in the CSV file we created in the last video. Then I'm using df.head to preview the first 5 rows. This is always a good step because it helps us quickly see what the data looks like. So I will go ahead and run this code. And here is our first 5 rows of our data set, showing us our column names and what each column provides. Next, we'll check the shape and column info. So first, let's do the shape. So it's df.shape. So we have 800 rows and 9 columns. And next, let's do the info. So df.info. So I'm doing the control enter when I'm running each cell. df.shape shows me how many rows and columns I have. And df.info gives me useful details like column names, data types, and whether there are any missing values. This is something data analysts do right away before cleaning. Now, step 3, we're going to intentionally make the data set messy for the tutorial. So I'm going to copy and paste in this code. So because our generated data set is already fairly clean, I'm going to add some messy values so we can practice cleaning it like a real world project. Here I'm creating a few column data problems. A messy region, extra spaces in product name. So you can see there's laptop, but there's a space right before it. A negative unit price. And quantity, there's going to be some null values, which is none. And order date, we're going to put in as a invalid date. And category, we're going to put some inconsistent formatting. And we're going to do some duplicate rows. So this gives us a more realistic data set to work with. So I'll go ahead and run this. So you type in df.isNull and then the .sum to see how many null values we have. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And just as we kind of messed it up here on the top, we have region, we have 1 null value, and quantity 1. So this is how to check for missing values in each column. So this df.isNull.sum shows how many blank or null values exist in every column. This is one of the most common steps in data cleaning because missing data can affect your analysis and dashboard results. And next, we'll check for duplicate rows. So here I'm checking for duplicate rows. Duplicates can happen when records are entered more than once, or merged incorrectly, or even imported multiple times. So this line tells us how many duplicate rows are in the data set. And here we have 1, and it's an integer. Next, we're going to do a standardized text columns. the code is kind of lengthy to type, so I'm going to go ahead and paste it in here. So this shows as DF, which is our dataset name, and then our column name is product. So now I'm cleaning up the text columns. I'm using the str.stripe to remove extra spaces and the str title to make the text formatting consistent. This is important because messy text can create problems in grouping and reporting. So for example, that one that we kind of messed up here on top, we put a space under product and then we put laptop. Or you could even have a laptop with a capital L. That's all inconsistency. So this should be treated as the same product, not two different ones. So this stays consistent with all laptops. So I'll go ahead and run this. So step 7, we're going to replace the fake non, which we created here under quantity, that non-string, and we're going to put it back to missing values if needed. So because I converted a region column to text, the missing value may now appear as the word N-O-N-E, none, instead of the actual null value. So here I'm converting that back into a true missing value. This is a good habit when cleaning columns that contain text and nulls. So I'll go ahead and run this. Next, we'll go ahead and fix the date column. Now I'm converting the order date column into a proper date time format. I'm using errors course so that any invalid date values get turned into missing values instead of causing an error. This is useful because in real data sets, date columns often contain typos or bad formatting. Go ahead and run this. Now we want to handle missing numeric values. Next, I'm filling in the missing quantity value. Here I'm using the median of the quantity column instead of just guessing a number. Using the median is often a safer option because it is less affected by extreme values. So go ahead and run this. Next, we're going to remove negative or invalid prices. Now I'm removing rows where unit price is less than or equal to 0. A negative price usually does not make sense in this sales data set, so it's better to filter those rows out. This is part of validating the logic of your data, not just formatting it. Next, we're going to fill missing text values. For the missing region value, I'm filling in with unknown. Sometimes you may choose a drop missing text rows, but in this case, I want to keep the order and clearly label that region as unknown. This keeps the dataset usable while still being honest about missing information. So go ahead and run this. Next, we're going to remove duplicate rows. Now I'm dropping duplicate rows from the dataset. This ensures that each sales record only appears once, which is very important for accurate totals and reportings. Next, we're going to recalculate revenue after the cleaning. Because we made some changes to the data, I want to recalculate the revenue column. This makes sure the revenue values reflect the cleaned quantity, unit price, and discount values. Next, we're going to check the cleaned data set again. As you can see, some of those rows were dropped. So now it's 798 entries. Now the order date is actually a date time data type. Instead of 9 columns, there are 10 columns. Because as we created the revenue column, which was up here, and that was for recalculating revenue. So next we'll go ahead and do df.isNull.sum to see if there's any null values in our data set. There is order date, which is still a null value. Next we'll check for duplicated. And now there is 0. And now we will go ahead and view the first 5 columns. This last final check, we reviewed the data types, remaining missing values, duplicated rows, and the first few records. This is how you confirm that your cleaning process worked correctly. So we have order date still as a null value. So the errors equals curse converts bad dates like not a date into a NAT missing values. That's why your final check shows one null value in order date. Now we can fix this or you can leave it, but if you like to fix it, I'll go ahead and show you that now. We still have one missing value in the order date column. This happened because earlier we intentionally inserted an invalid date value. When we converted the column to a date time, Pandas replaced the invalid value with a null. So to fill this, I'm using forward fill, which is FF fill. So this fills the missing value using the previous valid date in the column. So let's go ahead and run this. And it ran successfully. Now we'll check if it worked. And use this same code. So I'm going to do a copy, Control C, and a Control V to paste. And then let's run this cell. So now you'll see that order date is now 0. So we have no more null values. So next we'll go ahead and save the clean data set. So finally, I'm saving the cleaned data set as a new CSV file called sales_data_cleaned.csv. I like doing this instead of overwriting the original file because it lets me keep both. So I can have the raw data set and the clean data set. This is a very common best practice in real data projects. So go ahead and run this. And now here it is, here on the left side. Now we have our raw data, which is sales data, and then we have our sales data cleaned. So that is it. We just cleaned a data set in Python step by step using Pandas. In this tutorial, we loaded the CSV file, inspected the data, found missing values, fixed text formatting, handled invalid dates, removed duplicates, filtered out bad prices, and exported a clean version of the dataset. This is a very important skill for data analysts because real-world data is almost never perfectly clean. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more Python, SQL, Excel, and Power BI tutorials. And in the next video, I can show you how to analyze this clean dataset using Pandas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.